Today at Hawkstone Park in Shropshire, England, it's the setting for our preview to the British Motocross Championship. As is with most championships these days, the winter layoff sees various changes for teams and for riders. But one of those biggest moves was for current 125 championship Jamie Dobb. The 28-year-old from Derby moves to take on the top ride for KTM Sport UK.
Yeah, I've signed with KTM, and it's a full factory back team, so it's a pretty exciting time for me because it's the first time I've had full factory backing from a main factory, so it's really exciting.
How does the bike compare to what you've ridden before?
It's just the little things. I mean, that they've changed for my liking, how I want the bike, the seating position and all that, them kind of things. And then the motor, it's just there's quite a lot of power there, so it's good. It's a fantastic bike, and the team are putting 100% effort into it. And as you can see with the semis and everything that we have now, and there is a real big effort, and it's good for my confidence knowing there is so much effort behind me.
Teammate at KTM to Dobbs for the 2000 season is fellow 125 campaigner Patrick Capps.
Patrick Capps is my teammate. He's from Belgium, so he's an up-and-coming kid. He's 22, I think, now, and he finished 7th last year, but he's got incredible speed. And hopefully he just won't be able to put it together for 40 minutes yet as fast as I can, so hopefully he'll be a champion of the future, I think.
Most of Dobbs' life has been spent on two wheels. He started in racing when he was 5, but his experience has not fitted in with blinkers.
I think Brown's going to be the guy after Brownie. It's hard to say. It could be Carl. Jorgensen, I think, is going to be strong. Patrick could be strong. I mean, at this moment in time too, we've seen how everyone's going. These first couple of races, it's going to be hard to say, but I mean, it's going to pan out within the first few races. You're going to see where everybody's settling in, and we'll see how it goes. So it's going to be exciting, I know that much.
Carrying the number 2 plate this year is the American rider Mike Brown, who has the 125 Ford Honda at his disposal. Here at Hawkstone Park, the bike was not quite up to scratch.
We've had a few little problems with the bike, trying to get it to run good. I mean, we did a lot of testing, but something happened this week with the bike, I guess, getting it ready, and it's not running up to par as it usually does. And luckily, this ain't a points race for us, and we get the bike sorted out for next week's British Championship.
I was going to say, yeah, you've got a week to sort it out. What is the problem?
I don't know. We just keep trying everything, and nothing seems to help what the problem is. And I don't really know what it is. They're trying to figure it out, but hopefully they'll get it sorted out.
Who else are you thinking that could be making a difference to those podium finishes?
I think it'll be the same as Dobbs, maybe Carl Nunn, Steven Sword. Probably about the same guys as last year, but you know, Dobbs, he goes a lot faster than most of the guys here, so it'll probably be him again this year. That'll be the main competition. Jorgensen, maybe, Brian Jorgensen. So yeah, hopefully it'll probably be the same next year. Good racing, like you say.
Another strong contender. He was so close last year, and he was also 3rd in the World Championship. Mike Brown's teammate at Ford Honda is the 20-year-old rider Steven Sword from Lockerbie. The under-21 youth champion is hoping to be hard on the pace of Brown this year.
I finished 3rd last year, so I'll be happy to get 3rd again, because that'll be tough. But as World Championship goes, I want to finish top 15 in that.
Looking forward to the first round at Canada Heights. Is this a good warm-up for that?
Yeah, definitely. Canada Heights is normally like this, a bit sticky, rough, rutty, so it'll be a good warm-up.
Definitely in there with the mud, but Sword will have his work to cut out to be on that level peg with Brown, but that'll not stop him trying at all. He will also be competing in the World Championship this year, and his hope is for a good top 10 finish. Nunn, another 20-year-old that abounds with experience, 4th last year, but that could have been higher were it not for a shoulder injury that forced him to miss 2 vital rounds.
It's looking really strong, you know, we've got a really good team put together. The manager's worked really hard, he's got us very good bikes, really fast. You know, the sponsors have all came in, got quite a big budget, so, you know, it's quite a high-class team now, and a lot of effort's gone into sort of, you know, boosting the efforts and making it as big as possible.
The motocross pundits rank him as a future world champion, and his CV bodes well to support that accolade. He, like most, does seriously enjoy racing, and the fun side is almost as important to him as winning.
My ambition for this year is just to go out and have as much fun as possible and get the results that I want, you know. I think the only way to get the results is to go out and have fun, you know, not have too much seriousness involved, because otherwise, you know, you lose the enjoyment, and then you lose, you know, you kind of ride tight, and, you know, whereas if you're enjoying it a lot more, you end up riding a lot looser and flowing a lot more, which obviously brings on more speed.
Despite his abilities, South African chomp KTM rider Grant Langston will not be a THQ champion contender this year, but only for the fact he'll not be competing in all of the rounds. Wherever and whenever his name is on the programme, he will, though, guarantee some fireworks.
I ride for a Dutch team, Champ KTM, and in a contract I must do the Dutch and the World Championship. I will be doing Canada Heights next weekend because I have a free weekend, but I'll do as many of the British champs as possible, but most of them clash with our Dutch championship, so it is a bit difficult, but I'd like to do the whole series.
This type of competition does set out the strongest and the fittest, a point that Langston knows only too well.
There's a lot of things that make a motocrosser. You have to be determined, fit, talented, and I think most of your top riders have all of those to a certain extent. And I think, yeah, since I was born, I got a bike. Everyone said to me I had a talent on a bike, so I've, you know, taken motocross very seriously. And I'm over here. It's me, my dad, and my uncle, who's also my mechanic. So it's also a family thing. We all work together, so it's quite nice.
Cool and very calm, but that will not be the case when the gate drops and the revs rise. There will be a spotlight shining very firmly on this man. The main reason for that is that he's 15 and about to start his first adult season in motocross. Riding in the 3-man Yamaha UK squad alongside Carl Nunn and 250-man Brian Jorgensen, he, like Nunn, is a top tip for a future world crown.
Yeah, the British Championship, I'm really looking forward to the first round. Canada Heights, every time I've raced there, like all through the youth racing, I've won or like had a really good position, so hopefully if it's not too wet or too bad, then I should have a good result.
What about the overall year ahead? How many of the actual tracks have you actually been to and raced?
Most of them. I think there's only 1 or 2 that I haven't raced, and yet like all the others that I have raced at, I've done really well at as well. I like the sand, and most of them are sand, so looking forward to it.
It does look set to be a fascinating battle for the 125s this year, and whatever the weather, it's going to be spectacular. The trophy for the '99 British Open Class Championship was firmly etched with the name of Paul Malin. Another to move to teams afresh, he takes possession of a 500 Honda run by the RWJ Silkeleen team. He makes the move after 7 years with the Yamaha mount, and like Dobb in the 125s, he'll have to adapt quickly if he's to take that trophy back home again.
I have a new mechanic, new team, new bike, new sponsors, new category. So it's it's going to be a big learning year for me, but also I know who the riders are, I know what they're capable of. You know, there's maybe 4 or 5 guys that are going to be pretty strong again. And at the end of the day, you know, I've just got to try and work and maintain a level of fitness and, you know, physical condition, and also work closely with the mechanic and the team to get the bike working at its best so that we can try and retain that championship.
Behind the riders that hope to be potential championship winners, there must also be a team that can allow them to succeed at their chosen goal. In the picturesque and tranquil Cheshire countryside is the base of the Cass Elf Honda team, campaigners in the Open International class of the THQ British Championship this year. Running a pair of Honda 250 machines, they have Stratford man Rob Herring and Kettering-based rider number 7 Gordon Crockart as their front runners. Through the winter, they've been working hard and constantly on the bikes.
We've had new parts from Honda UK. We've gone to the States and California. We've gone there and tested in the good weather, and I think the bikes are really good at the moment. So the bike side of it has definitely been a plus. With myself, I've just been training and resting and looking after myself, diet, keeping healthy, riding the bike as much as I can and getting ready really for the kick-off of the new season.
The 5-plated machine is that of Herring, who'll be looking to crack into the top 3 this year.
Rob's a good guy to be with at the minute. He's a class rider, obviously. His years of experience are a great help to myself. I don't have the same sort of input and everything that he would have towards the bike, so he's helped me out a lot there. With training and that, we've been training together. It's great, you know. It's like company to me in a lot of areas. So I really enjoy Rob being on the team. It should carry on really well as the season goes on. We'll learn more about each other, and the competitiveness will stay there, but it'll only be on the track. You know, there'll be no jealousy or anything. So I think it'll be a really good thing to work together.
Preparation and development are all key issues in any form of motorsport. In motocross, however, all parts of the machines do take a complete and utter bashing, and it's vital that the machines are durable and reliable. At one event, they can be caked in mud that scantily clad ladies performing for the delight of lecherous men would feel at home in, and at others penetrated by dust that befits a desert.
The 2000 Honda comes with a new aluminium frame. It's claimed less rigidity, which we've proved on the track. It basically boasts a semi-cradle frame in aluminium rather than a full cradle in last year, so it's got a lot more flex within the frame itself, which is a big benefit to us. That's probably about the major change with the bike itself. There's other small refinements with the suspension and within the motor as well, which help to make the package a little bit more polished.
The image of motocross has changed over recent years, and the new sponsorship deal will help that to continue. For the teams and the spectators, that's good news.
There's 3 classes now in motocross: 125, 250 and open class. The class we're riding, obviously the 250cc class. Most of the bikes developing around 50 horsepower in the 250cc class. Quite closely rated with the 125, surprisingly enough. The 125 is a good bike, is about 40 horsepower, 38 to 40 horsepower. The 125 still having an advantage at some tracks in England, especially tighter tracks, smaller tracks, where the 125 can be ridden a lot faster than the 250. And also the open class bikes, which develop a lot more horsepower than the 250, in a region of some 15 to 18 horsepower more.
Cass Elf Honda is one of only many teams that are competing this year, but their aim is to be the one with the #1 plate at the end of the season. Another of the 250 campaigners is Mark Hucklebridge, 21 and from Wiltshire. It's a step up in class after riding in the 125s last year. He's been riding Kawasaki's for Mike Church for nearly 10 years now.
Well, it's just my first year in the open class, so I'm just looking to see where I settle into the rankings at the moment and then try and work on from them.
How different is it?
It is a lot different. The 125 I was on last